Hey, Donna.
Hi, my darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, mm, yeah. I've just been fucking listening to rumours by, I forgot what they call it. Time Make Social Club. A very, very old song of mine. Because rumours just get started about me all the time, and I got quite apt.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I think it probably behoove us to go through a little bit of a time frame for everybody because there's a lot of people spreading rumors and trying to get clickbait because they are trying so hard to break into the poker world. So they're trying to use clout to do that. So I think if we just go over the timeline, explain where we're coming from, then we can maybe give the correct information out for people to know what's going on. Um, oh,
Yeah, of course. You start.
okay.
You go ahead because I'm just still calming
Yep.
down.
Uh,
I've just,
yep. And I'm gonna.
I've just been listening to Jermaine Stewart. We don't have to take our clothes off as well. That's another one of mine.
Okay. I'm gonna just start this space by saying if I don't know you, I need you to come up and so I can hear your voice. Otherwise, I'm going to boot you. So I'm inviting MMA fan to come up and you just speak with me for 30 seconds so that I know you're not a fake account and you'll be more than welcome to continue to join us. Otherwise, I'm going to boot people I don't know. So MMA, I sent you a invite to speak. And normally I wouldn't do this, but this is a special space. So I'll give you a few more minutes to accept that.
Hi, MMA.
Do you know him, Donna?
No, I've seen him in spaces, but not heard him speak. So if you want to just come up and say hi, it's to make it a lot easier on us because as Sherry says, it is a special space and we don't want no bullshit from it. Thank you.
Hope you understand. Okay, so um, I'm just going to do that so we can carry on. Um, Back in, and I was trying to scroll back through our messages, but for some reason my internet was bogging down, and so I'm just going to guesstimate, but I want to say that it was back in June, maybe July, but I want to say it was June. You talked about coming over and decided that you wanted to come over and go to Florida because Vegas would be a little too busy for what you wanted to do when you came. And so uh, we started planning for you to come over in February. Then, probably within a month of that conversation starting, then somebody mentioned, hey, we started talking about the WPT and who's going to go to that. I think it may have been right after the WSOP ended. And people were like, hey, Donna needs to come over. And of course, you said, well, you're going to come over in February and you could not afford to do both. And it was suggested that we do a crowdfunding to help bring you over for December. And that if you still wanted to come in February, we could still do that. And so that came to fruition. And that was our plan. You were going to come over in December for the WPT, and then we were going to do something in February as well. Fast forward a couple of months, I spent a couple of months providing information to Snoop to host a meetup game in Vegas. And I gave him, at that point, he didn't know Sean, and I said, you need to talk to Sean at the Aria or Matt, or I can arrange. A friend of mine has a poker room at their house. I'll be happy to arrange it if you want it to be a home game versus a casino. And for several months, I offered that. And at some point, Snoop came into a space, and I said, it was getting I want to say it was in November sometime. So I was getting close to everybody coming to Vegas and people asking me when the meetup game was so they can kind of plan their schedule. And so Snoop came into a space and I said, "Hey, Snoop, what's the update? Like, do you have a date and time or place? What do you?" And he said, "Sherry, I really don't want to host it. Can you do it?" Now, anybody that had been in the spaces before that knows that I did not want to host the meetup game. I wanted to spend my time having fun in Vegas and not spending it being a host of a meetup game because it's a lot of work. Did you want to say something, Donna?
Yeah, we said this when you said about meetup game and Snoop was organising it. You says, I don't want anything to do with it because I know how much it takes to organise a meetup game. It's not as straightforward as people think it is. The back end of poker is just a fucking minefield. And there's so much work involved that people think it's so easy, and it's not.
Yeah. And so I did not want to host the meetup game. I didn't want nothing to do with it other than to attend it if it fit into my schedule. Because Donna was coming over and
100%.
we wanted to spend time going to shows and meeting people and doing shit. So um when I was asked to do it, I felt okay, I'm going to do it because I see the importance of having it. I think it's great for our community. The people were excited at the thought of having a meetup game. Don't want to disappoint them. I mean, there were lots of reasons. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it because it's important and we need to do it. So I worked my ass off. Donna supports the effort. So do so many other people. And we have the meetup game, and it's fantastic. We had a fucking blast. Even though there were people who were not attending saying rude remarks before the meetup game about me and the meetup game, that I just said, you know what, that's their problem, not mine. Whatever their issue is, jealousy, they don't like me, I don't really care because I'm doing it for the betterment of the poker community. And, funny enough, some of those that were making remarks aren't even a part of the poker community, although they're trying to benefit from the poker community. So, anyway, we have a great meetup game. And I've actually been contacted by 3 poker rooms that they want me to have meetup games at their poker rooms because they loved what we did. And
Absolutely fantastic, my darling. I'm so proud.
oh, thank you.
And onwards and upwards from this one.
Well, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you, Donna, but the other day in a space, Sean asked me to host his birthday meetup game,
Oh my God, that's amazing.
which of course was a surprise and quite an honor for me. And if what I don't understand sometimes is how people don't understand how important it is that our operators, those that run poker rooms, want us to come. And just as much as they want us to come, they can switch that to an off switch with negative publicity. And that's what some of these people that are not in the poker world do not understand is that they don't want negative publicity. They don't want that on Twitter. And they will say no just as fast as they'll say yeah, because they'll be like, oh, but so and so was on there just dogging, this or that. And you know what? That shuts the door for everybody. Now,
Of course
my,
it is.
my,
And
you
fucking Sean's got me crying.
know,
Fucking.
So, we just have to be careful not to shut the door. Now, it's different for me because I've been in the poker world many years. But for somebody else that may want to hold a meetup game that's new to it, that door's not going to be open for them because they've been watching you on social media and they don't want no part of you. So people need to think about that before they go on a rampage on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But that's just a little piece of advice. Um, Now we have this great meetup game. I am very humbled by the fact that people have reached out to me about future games, and it's very humbling because that's not why I did this. I did it because I wanted the Spaces people to have a meetup game. Solely the only reason. And so for people to have enjoyed what I did, so much so that they're offering me things, is very humbling, and I am so appreciative. And I couldn't have done it with many other people supporting me behind the scenes, like Donna, like Brian, like Elevator Results, or any of our sponsors, the Sharp app, Donna Blevins, Nat's Dogs. Um, all of those people matter. All of that matters. We did it together. Now let's fast forward for a moment. To our next project, which is the meetup game in Florida. Well, let's talk about how that came about a little bit more. Donna decided she wanted to come to Florida in February months ago, and we talked about having a meetup game so she could meet people while she was here that she has been talking to on Spaces for months. Great idea. We get everybody to one place, pardon me, which means I don't have to drive her all over the United States for her to meet people. We can get them to one place, right?
Yeah, definitely. You weren't fucking driving me all over. I can't fucking stand Vegas, so what am I going to be like in fucking Florida?
So, the simplest way to get her the opportunity to meet many people is to have a game. Okay, so that's the plan. We're going to have a game. Now, we've discussed many different cities in Florida, and for certain reasons, those cities have been crossed off the list. We've discussed New Orleans. She is really excited at that possibility. We've discussed Cincinnati. We've discussed Harris Cherokee. We have discussed Tunica, the Beau Rivage in Biloxi. We have discussed many cities and the pros and cons of those cities. Now, I put out a tweet. I want to say it was yesterday. Might have been the night before, but I'm pretty sure it might have been yesterday morning. Don't remember. Sorry.
All days is fucking running
Yeah,
into one for
for
me.
sure.
Just fucking forget
For
it.
sure. So I put out a tweet posing a question. Should we make it a closed event, invitation only, or an open event? Now, I did not put the reasons why I asked the question, because why I asked the question is not important. It's, what do you people want? What do you want? As a host, I want to know, what do you want? Now, are there reasons I pose that question? Yep. But those reasons can taint someone's opinion, and I don't want that. I want their honest opinion as to whether or not they want an open event or an invitation only event. And those that did not come to the Vegas meetup game because certain people were going to be there would have their opportunity to voice their opinion about the Florida game. Yeah, it's important to hear those opinions and whys, right? From the people that are saying it. I want everyone to come. Why? Because every seat I fill looks good for me, looks good for the meetup game, looks good for future meetup games. The only person I would not want to come is somebody that is threatening to another person or that another person deems dangerous. Now, I'm not talking about the bullshit in Spaces, those people that stir pots of trouble all the time. I could give a shit whether they come or not. Again, them filling a seat makes me look good. So it's not about the high school and grade school bullshit of spaces. It's about people feeling threatened in real life by other people. And I don't want to go into the who's and the why's and the what's. Why? Because that's not why I posed the question. I want your honest opinion. Do you think it's better to have an open event or an invite only event? And everybody has their reasons for choosing one or the other. And I don't care. I just want to know which you prefer. Which do you prefer? Now, nowhere in that question or any time after I posed that question, when I was in any space talking about that question, did I ever say the meetup game was going to be closed in Florida. Never once. Never once did I say it was going to be an invite only event. I am just posing the question to get everybody's feel of what they want. So anybody saying that it's a closed event in Florida, A, doesn't know what they're talking about. B, they're just lying to be, to get clickbait for themselves. Or C, I don't even know what C would be. But no time have we said any event we're hosting in the future is closed. I posed a question to get a feel for what people want. And I did that due to DMs that I've gotten before the last meetup game and since the last meetup game. And I felt like the only way I could handle these DMs was to get the opinion of the majority in order to help me make a decision that affects everyone. And so for anyone to twist that into anything else is just fucking assholes. Donna, I'm going to stop there. Do you have any comments thus far?
Yeah, the person that you're talking about, which I'm not going to name, even makes me feel extremely fucking uneasy. I mean, I know Carney did, but like me and Carney's talked. But Carney came in hot, and I just thought, what the fuck? But yeah, I like Carney. Carney's fine. But this other person, fuck no.
Well, and I don't care if they come. Quite honestly, I never have. And, for them to wait for us to leave their city to talk shit just shows you the fucking coward they are. But that's a whole nother subject. Honestly, um, since the last conversation in a space last night about this, or even in that space, I think toward the tail end of me being there, I did speak about why I was posing the question because people were just you know overthinking it, using their imagination, making assumptions, well, you just don't like so and so, so you don't want them to come. No, that's not, no, they're more than welcome to come. I'm going to tell you, there were people meet up at the meetup game I didn't like. Who cares? There were people at the meetup game that other people might not have liked. Who cares? It's okay we don't like everybody. We're adults. It's okay to go somewhere with people you don't like if you think you're going to have fun. It's okay. Like, I don't know how it's stuck in like fifth grade when we're talking about it, but some people are. Um, the only I was going to touch on because people were just you know, assuming things that were not true, I finally talked about there is a person. And if people think about it, they'll know who in Florida that, you know, has sent DMs to people that have made people very uncomfortable. And one person actually said that they may need to get a restraining order or handle it legally because they are afraid of them. So what do I do as a host? How do I protect this person who's afraid, who we want at the event? How do I protect them? Because that's the person we want at the event. We don't want the person who is making people afraid. I don't want to cater to that person. I want to cater to the person doing right and is, that we want at the event. So, how do I protect that person? How do I make sure they can attend because they're not afraid to, um, come because they're, know they would know that that person isn't there because they're not being allowed to be there. Invite only would allow me to do that. Is that what we want to do? Um, and, for me, the solution is move it somewhere else further away from where that person is in hopes that they won't drive to where the event would be eventually because it'll be too far for them. And then it's a natural, like he naturally eliminates attendance just because of distance. And, that's my solution to it. But before I made, the comment, and I already had a solution, I just wanted to hear what other people think because in the future, I think this could be, um, you know, something we have to address from time to time. And I'm trying to come up with a long term solution. Um, I had already come up with a solution for Florida. I was moving it further away. And so people were missing the point completely. It's about if somebody, it comes back to I can think about even in Vegas, there is a guy, and the police have been involved with him and a young lady. I'm not going to say either of their names because I made a vow long ago that I'd never bring it up on Spaces by name again. Um, but he has been stalking a young lady in Vegas. The police are involved. He will be arrested if he ever shows up where she's at.
Good.
You know, do I protect her by making it an invite only um, event to ensure he doesn't show up? She's the victim. So you see, I'm searching for a long term solution that I can use as a backup if I need to. And I felt like I could use some input from our community to do so. And unfortunately, people have spun it into something that's not. The people in the space last night, pardon me, know where I'm coming from because they, asked me questions and their questions were answered. And they are around spaces long enough to know exactly who I was speaking about in Florida and who the person is that's afraid of them. And there's more than one person that's afraid of them. And so those people that were in the space last night understand. But my question that I posed was to get information toward a long term solution because this is going to happen from time to time. And I want to be prepared for that. I want whoever is hosting to be prepared for that. So the only way to prepare is to have a discussion. And unfortunately, people are trying to make that into clickbait for themselves. And it just shows the person they are, trying to ruin something good. And you know what? It's on their shoulders, not mine, not yours, Donna. So, you have any other comments?
Yeah, I've been in this, well, I started 8 years ago now, nearly 9 years ago. And I started off on Sky Poker, which is a small pond in the UK. And I grew and I grew and I grew, and now I'm fucking known worldwide. I have had the privilege of seeing what goes off behind the scenes. Not many fucking players can say that in such a short amount of time. The amount of things that go off behind the scenes, people don't know about it. Players know fuck all about it. They go in, they pay the money, they sit down, they play the game. They see something's wrong, they don't like it, they complain. They don't understand what goes off and how it affects things in the back. Constructive criticism is welcome. Whinging about stupid shit, it's not worth it. But I'll tell you something now, my eyes have been opened and it's an honour and a privilege seeing what goes off behind the scenes. And not many fucking people who started off like I did can actually say that they know more about things that goes off than like you do, obviously. because you've been in this industry a long time. But as someone that's fairly new, because I still think myself as being fairly new, it's a fucking privilege. And that's a privilege that I will never take for granted.
Wise words. I did want to touch on one other thing. Whether I host something or not is my decision and my decision alone. Nobody's going to tell me if I can host something or not. Contrary to what, their over egotistical egos are telling them, nobody's going to tell me if I can host something or not. That's nobody's business but my own. And if I want to honor Donna or PPE or Clayton or Hayden or the man in the moon by hosting a mug in their honor, nobody's going to tell me I can't. So there's that. Anything else, Donna? I have nothing else.
Yeah, you are setting the boundaries for future meetup games. And I agree with what your question was and why you asked it. I understand why you asked the question. And I think if it comes to the point where there is a person and people do feel threatened by a certain person, I'm not on about those who are going for fucking clickbait and all that shit. Don't care about that. Then if it means it needs to be a closed game, then it needs to be a closed game. Not only for their safety, but for our safety too.
Right. And again, we're not talking about, middle school. Oh, I don't like this one, so they can't come. No, we're grown ass adults, people. And you're not going to always like everybody in the room, and it's okay. It is okay. That doesn't mean we can't have fun. Set our differences aside for the day and have fun. It's not about that. It's about people that have given viable threats to someone else that they're afraid. Those are the people that we're talking about. And in this case, it happens to be someone in Florida who has been begging me for months to play heads up, who I had to block. I was probably the first person to block this person. And Donna can tell you, I reached out to her and I was like, you know, the messages I'm getting from this person is weird as fuck. And I just blocked him. I was like, I'm just blocking them and I'll be on my merry way. And then lo and behold, within a month or two, he's going crazy with other women in DMs and, somebody's afraid now and calling the police and blah, 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 blah. So, that's the type of person we're talking about when we're talking about having to possibly have a private event in the future. I don't give a shit if Donna doesn't like Carney. I don't give a shit if Donna doesn't like me. Donna's going to be invited.
I
And she,
don't like
you,
you. I fucking hate you, you bitch. You make me cry too much. Mwah. Love
that's
you.
not, I love you. That's not, how I operate. Come one, come all. If your ass is in a seat, you're filling my seats up. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So we're talking about, viable threats to people that we just have to be aware of, figure out how to handle it or not, or whatever. But it was something I felt like, needed to be discussed in order for me to prepare for the future. Like I said, I already had the problem solved in Florida when I posed the question. And so for people to be going off the deep end about Florida is quite amazing and hilarious to me. But anyway, I have nothing else. I've gone through it all. We're going to definitely be doing a meetup game in February. Soon as we figure out the details, we'll release them. Hopefully, some of the but not behind, but some of the extra things we're going to be able to do at that meetup game, I hope they come to fruition because it'll be very, very special. So that's all I got, unless anybody's got some questions for me. If you do request, I'll give you about a minute to request, come up. if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, I'm shutting down the space because I feel like we've given out the timeline and folks can listen to it later.
Yep, and I'm the selfish bitch that wants to go on holiday to meet Sherry and to have fun, and I'm not moving my fucking dates now. I've got 52 fucking days to go until I'm in.
Yeah, and that was another thing. People were, I guess, making comments somewhere. I don't know. I've been busy about the dates and can't we move the dates? No, those are Donna's
Fuck
dates.
off, they're
Those
my
are
dates. I
those are
ain't
the
moving
dates
in.
Donna picked out months ago. This is a game that a meetup game we were putting together for Donna's visit. And no, we're not changing the dates because those are around her kids and their schedules. So that's where those dates came from.
I,
Go ahead, Clayton.
I think everybody thinks that you did a good job. I think Omar was just having a little fun with it, you know. And but we got PPE in here. Did he answer questions last night after? Because I fell asleep. I'm wondering if he ever answered any questions about Robbie.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. And
Yeah,
second
yeah,
of all,
simple.
I was asleep. So I don't know. I didn't hear
Yeah.
any of the Robbie talk, but I heard that that she may or may not have been a little sketchy,
That was
um,
definitely.
allegedly, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. Go ahead, PPE, when your thing
Oh,
clicks.
here we go. Here he is. Here's the man
Who
of the
is? No, I
hour.
was saying it wasn't Omar though. I know you think it was Omar being a mouthpiece for Eden Rocks. I think everyone here knows that. Sherry knows that for sure, right? That was not even Omar's. That was not him trying to be a. That's all it was.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
But for him to post it, it makes it
Okay.
him.
Okay. I will agree that he was the one that decided to post it. I understand that, but it was it was Eden Rocks in his head. That was the one that made him do it, or not
You
force him
trust
to
me,
do it.
we could tell by the questions
Yeah.
posed.
Yes. I think Clay knows that too.
I know.
We
I
are
was.
not worried. It is okay. You know, the fools will look like fools all by themselves. So what's going on, Jay, with
I don't know, but I was
Robbie?
there. I told Donna in DMs, and I told you face to face that I did see how much work I knew you were working behind the scenes already, but to see it actually in action, and I thought more people showed up than I thought would, which means you put in the hours to get people there. It was a lot of people were there. You got us the tour of the Poker Go. That's actually something I think I told you I told Sean that's something
Yep.
I'd wanted to do for a long time. I'm not a high stakes pro, so I'm never going to play in there, at least as far as I know. And that's something I'd wanted to do. So there was a lot of work behind the scenes, and I got to see it in person. And like as a host, I don't think there's anything you could have done anything better.
Well, I appreciate your kind words, and I also appreciate you coming and having fun
Well,
and
you also, Sherry,
enjoying
you
the
indirectly
poker
helped
go.
make me like $2,800. So
There you go. I think
thank you
I
for
should
putting the
get a
fish at my
cut. Don't
table.
you? Wait, aren't I supposed to get a 10% cut of that or
Hey,
something? Wait a minute. Maybe that's what I need to do before each meetup game. I get 10%, people.
And you got an apology in person, face to face,
And it was amazing.
which
So I
I
got.
was very proud of Eric for doing.
It was
Because that
amazing.
took some fucking guts, that took some balls. And Eric was the only one out of all of them that asked to take me out on a fucking date. Well, kudos to you, Eric. I love Top Golf, and
well,
thank you
I'm
so
happy
much
you
for
had
that.
fun. You and Karen had fun there hanging out together, and that was important to me too because you guys wanted to meet each other.
It was a fun day.
Yeah,
She
you
really
only got to
enjoyed it.
see the good side of him because he won in the cash game. If he would have lost in the
I had
cash
a good
game, he
week.
would have
Yeah,
been a
I also
complete
final
prick.
tabled that tournament at the old Dusty South Point, so that was fun.
See, you owe me 10%
Oh,
for
geez,
that
that's
too for
right.
setting that shit up.
Starting to rack up the dollars here.
Come on. That's so funny though, if you think about it. Go ahead, Carney.
Oh, I spoke with Fanboy this morning. He popped a rib and has COVID.
Oh, God
Oh,
bless.
Yeah, I
bless
talked to him
him.
too, and his exact words were to me,
Oh,
guys, the worst 24 hours of my adult life. Yeah.
oh. Oh, I wish I was still there when he started getting sick because I would have had the meds to head it off for
Oh, I
him.
thought you were going to say, yeah, you don't want to be around him though, but yeah, drop the meds off though.
Yeah, because I had my breathing machine with me and the
Yeah.
medicines, the stuff. I mean, we may have been able to head it off a little bit. I
Oh, hey,
hate that
speaking of the
for
poker
him.
go guy, I was just thanking Sean to you, but it was actually Sean I was also thanking. So thank you again, Sean.
Well, thank you for the kind words, PPE. Appreciate it for sure.
Sean, get your ass up here. You've made me cry.
Oh, go ahead, Carney, while we wait for Sean.
Yeah, so I was sick of it.
Sorry, wrong button. Wrong button.
What
Go
the
ahead.
hell?
Sorry.
That's all right. I was sick as hell for the last couple of days, but I went and got tested. It wasn't COVID. It was just like a super flu or something.
It's that time of year again. Flu season is here.
Well, I don't get sick very often. Like it's years in between when I get like really, really sick. But last night I started feeling better once I ate. And it's probably because of, I don't eat very much, so I don't have the dietary, maybe I got myself sick that way.
Yeah. Let's face it. You have thousands of people in Vegas at one time. Germs are plentiful.
Well, not only that, but a guy that was playing the WPT events posted on X here that he posted his positive COVID result, and he was playing all the events at the WPT.
Yeah. Unfortunately, whether it's COVID or not, it doesn't matter. If people have symptoms, they should be kind enough to stay home. And unfortunately, there are selfish people in the world that'll still go places when they're sick. And it's very unfortunate. Because if they just took a couple of days off, they wouldn't spread whatever it is, a cold, the flu, strep throat, COVID, whatever it is. Like if you have symptoms, stay home, people. It's just that easy. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hello, Donna's ho ho ho.
That's
Bottom
funny.
left, Sean. Bottom left. Unmute your mic, mate.
He might be trying to work. We're
Yes.
harassing
Some
him. Probably trying not to
some of
laugh.
us have to work on Monday mornings, but I do. It is definitely soothing to hear everybody's voice.
Oh, I know that's a lie. I'm calling a bluff on my voice.
Even you,
Even
Carl.
Carney's voice, right, Sean?
Carney's near the top. Are you kidding me? That voice is just beautiful.
Love it.
You make me want to
You made
narrate
me
a
cry,
book.
Sean.
All right, not all at once. There's enough of me to go around. Not all at once.
Yeah, I forgot you're only 6 foot how big.
You're dogging this man for his height? What the hell's bells?
She's disappointed I'm not taller.
Mwah.
Well, I'm going
You-
to let her talk. She said that to several men this past trip, and I kept telling her to stop it.
What he lacks in height, he makes up in girth. It's okay.
You won't be disappointed with me, Donna.
Oh my God, here we go. Y'all lot think what you want. Y'all lot think what you want about me, but I know me and I know what I'm capable of and what I don't want to do and what I do want to do. Anyway, going back to this, Sherry told me. Go on, Sherry, you tell it.
What did I tell? What are we talking about?
Meetup game.
Oh, my friend here is in tears because I was telling her this morning that you wanted me to host your birthday meetup game with you.
Yes, let's do that. Let's plan that out. That'll be fun.
We will. We'll work on it after the first of the year, okay, bud?
Wait, his birthday's in July. Is
That's
that right? Or
awesome.
something like that?
It's in June.
Oh, okay.
June.
That's perfect. It's during the World Series. We'll all be here anyways.
Right.
Well,
I
unless it
won't.
crosses over with the WPT, of course.
Right? We will figure it out. Hopefully, they're going to release the WSOP schedule early. Typically, they do in the end of January, so everybody can make their plans accordingly.
Yeah, so to me, that's special.
It is
Wait,
very
what's special, Donna?
Fuck off, BB, I'm crying.
Oh,
She's a little emotional after getting home. I'm very humbled at the request, and
yeah,
it's
Donna,
going to
do
be
you
fun.
spend a lot of time at the WPT in the ballroom, right? In the area in the hallways?
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, that was
Me-
fun. I didn't play over there. It's very expensive, $10,000, but it was fun seeing a lot of the media and the people I know.
Yeah, I saw a lot of media that I know and a lot of media that know me that I didn't know them, which were quite strange. And people coming up to me and say, "Hi, you're Donna, and I follow you on X. I think you're lovely. And I love you to bits." And I'm thinking, what? And I understand now how others can sort of like when people come up to him and they don't know him.
Celebrity
Yeah,
fanfare.
then yeah, they don't know you. Don't know them, but they know you.
Hey, this doesn't mean at all, but did Matt Berkey, did he know who you were?
Oh.
Matt Berkey.
Yeah, he knew what. Yeah, he knew
Oh,
what I
cool.
was.
Okay, I thought he might have. I didn't know.
Yeah, because the shouted, I went, Berkey. And he turned around and, oh my God, hello.
He
Now,
even, you know, what's even better about that? He recognized his own dong too.
oh God, Carney. But don't forget, she's a moderator, so Berkey's going to know her.
Yeah, me and Berkey went toe to toe.
Yep.
I've gone head to head with Berkey. I've told him off. So I ain't afraid to do that, as you all know. But yeah, I'm just too tired.
Go ahead, Carney.
I forget there's a hand there sometimes. Sorry. Uh, I think I'd be a horrible moderator. I'd be like Judge Mills Lanes and fucking Celebrity Deathmatch. I'd be like, I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're not the one for that. You would be getting too big of a kick out of the nonsense.
I don't. I like drama to a certain extent, but there's some fucking drama that's just gotta go.
I hear you, bud. I hear you. But it's okay.
Well, this meetup game in Florida is for me and Sherry. Whoever wants to come, comes. Whoever done. No skin off our nose. Sherry's the one that's leading it because Sherry's the one that I'm coming over to see, and she's the one that's fucking driving because I ain't fucking driving over there. I'll end up in a car crash. I was driving on the wrong side of the road before I fucking went to Heathrow, so at least I managed to drive on the right side when I got home.
Yeah, you're not driving. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not getting in the car if you're driving. I've heard about your driving when you're in your own country, driving on the wrong side of the
Well, yeah, the
road
wrong side of the road.
correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving, but correctly. And I've heard about her driving in her own country. So, no, you're not going to be driving me anywhere.
But I don't want to.
Go ahead, Cardi.
Yeah. So, I was a postal worker, so I'm used to left-handed driving. So I know where she comes from driving on the wrong side of the road. It feels like, even though I drive on the right side, but fucking in the wrong seat. Uh, if you guys need a chauffeur to Florida, you know, I've driven all over, so I don't stop very often unless you need it. If you need a chauffeur.
Thanks for the offer, Carney. Means a lot.
We just want you to show up, Carney. Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, I've still got that $100, and that's my Vegas $100. So I'm saving it. I didn't spend it, Carney.
So
So
at
that
home,
means
well, I'm happy for that. That means you're coming back.
exactly. Don't know when. Could be 3 years, could be next year, could be 3 years, don't know. But I'll be back in Vegas sometime.
So, where's the meetup in Florida? Is that going to be down in Miami or Tampa or what?
Okay, it's definitely not going to be Miami because that would take 2 days of driving out of her short scheduled stay. So it's definitely
Not
not
if
going to be
she,
Miami.
not
And
if she flew right into Miami.
No, I'm flying into Atlanta. I think. I did.
she
I
wants
did
to
book it
see,
right, didn't I?
yeah.
I did send you details, didn't I, Sherry? It is right where I'm flying to.
I didn't look the city of arrival. I guess I better go
Jeez.
look at the. Just looked at the date. Who knows where she's flying into? We don't. That's funny. We have not picked the city yet. We'll know that here in the next couple of weeks.
Sweet. I mean, Tampa's good either way. Seminole, I've got a bunch of comps over there, anyways, for rooms.
Yeah,
So
as soon as we get it figured out, we'll make some posts, of course. Yeah, working
I
on it.
think I'm thinking the state fair. What is it going to be in February or something? Maybe.
Yeah, it'll be in February somewhere between February 8th or no, February 9th and February 13th.
Yeah, my birthday's on the 26th, so that'd be like my little vacation to myself.
Awesome.
So the Tampa's nice. And actually, the Seminole is right. The Hard Rock right by the fairgrounds, and I think the state fair is going on at that time. So maybe we could go over there and win some big teddy bears.
Uh-oh, look out, Donna.
How the fucking hell am I going to get them back? Because I ain't paying excess luggage.
You'll have to wear it on your back like it's your baby in a pack or something.
I said we win it. I just never said you had to take it back. Just give it to some kid while you're there.
Oh, that's funny.
Or take all the stuffing out and lay the skin in there and just get it filled when you get home.
I've checked it is Atlanta. I've just checked message I've sent you. It is Atlanta. Fuck my life. I'm so tired.
I love it. Yeah, as soon as we figure it out, we're working on it. And
I'm leaving it all to Sherry
it may
because
be after
Sherry's.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it all to Sherry. She's my ride or die. She's my bitch. And I love her to bits.
I love
I
you.
mean, a lot of people thought that me and Sherry won't get on because we're polar opposites.
We're very similar, though.
Yeah, we're very similar, but you've got Trump and stuff like that, and I'm not into all that politics shit. I'm not. So
I don't like Trump, right? It's so funny that people think I'm ride or die Trump. It's so hilarious to me. But anyway, love you, my friend. Love you, my friend. And it might be after the first of the year before we know the location,
yeah.
only because people are in and out of the office because of the holidays. So don't anybody fret. Go ahead, Carney.
So that was another thing I want to ask. At the meetup game, was some lady getting political and you went Trump 2024?
Oh my God, that was at the South Point. Oh my God, it was so funny, Carney.
Yeah, boy, I was
This
laughing when I heard it.
this lady next to me I don't know if she was high or drunk or both. She's the lady that left
Left her dad.
and left her dad there. And they were asking me what they should do with her dad that she left there. But anyway, she comes to sit down at the table, and I don't even know what triggered her. Somebody did something like at the other end of the table, and she just went on this like tirade about people taking responsibility, and this is why we need Trump as the president. And I mean, she was 100 miles an hour. And if you sat with her at your table that night, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Was this different than the lady that made the final table?
No, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
The
different one.
little
Okay.
Oriental. This is the little Oriental
Oh,
lady.
the one that talked a lot.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what I said. You
I
don't
did
know.
play with her. Yeah, she was very
And
talkative.
shouted, see you next Tuesday, rather loudly.
Well, she was flipping all about just, and this is like 10 minutes into the tournament. She is like blah blah Trump, da da Trump, da da Trump, da Trump, blah, 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 blah. And I just started laughing. So when she stopped, I just yelled out Trump 2024 because it was piggybacking on what she was saying, and it was so funny. The pit boss comes over, who of course I know, and he looks at her and he says, "Stop talking politics." Because the guy at the other end of the table went and snitched on her. It was so funny. I was dying.
Well, how about that poor floor woman Barbara at the tournament later on when all the trouble happened?
Yeah, poor
She had to
Barbara.
deal with all
Yeah,
of this, and it wasn't
she
me.
is a she is a very good TV, and she runs a great room. She used to be at the Orleans, now she's at South Point, and she just doesn't take no shit. Like it's her poker room, and you're going to go by the rules. And I love her for
Yeah, and
that.
she was friends with
And you
Matt
know,
Savage. I had her talk on the microphone to Matt Savage on the Spaces that night.
yeah.
Even
Well, let me tell you who she is. She runs the food kitchen efforts on the streets of Las Vegas for Poker Gives organization.
I'll say this right now and go on record. Anybody that messes with Barbara has to go through me, period.
You and me both, buddy.
And me.
You and me
By the
both.
way, Donna, don't act like that. The C word is so surprising for you. You're British.
Tell
You
her.
guys use that in place of prepositions sometimes. You guys fling that word
Tell
around like
her. Preach. 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 Preach.
yep.
But she knows it's not very acceptable over here, right?
Yeah,
Oh
no,
no!
it's
Well,
not accessible over here.
hold on. Let me go on record. I actually think the word is lovely. It's got like some stank to it. There are it's crunchy.
Stop
It's
yourself.
like it's just a great word. But in this country, you have to be very careful and use it only at the appropriate times. Which, by the way, disclaimer is never in a poker room. Never, never, never use that word in a poker room.
Yes. Yeah, let alone shouting it across the floor. Anyway,
Oh
that
my God,
lady,
my table, when they heard her, they were like, what the fuck is she on about? And like, they're talking and I'm thinking,
I
oh
had to
shit.
put my ear pods in. I never play poker with my ear pods in. I put my ear pods in within about 3 minutes of her arriving at my table because she would not, I mean, not shut up. I don't know what she was on, but she was going 1,000 miles an hour. And, you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
she was so
poor
funny.
Barbara had to deal with us later in the tournament. I think it was much worse.
Yeah,
Every 5 minutes,
yeah,
something would happen, and Barbara would have to put her foot down.
yeah. Yeah. Somebody tabled their pocket aces before all action was
That
complete.
was cowboy.
Yeah,
That
that
was
got
my
a knockout
cowboy.
penalty, and yeah, Anyway, Barbara's a great person, and yeah, like Sean and I will be lined up to defend her.
Yeah,
Believe me.
Sean, you
Go
missed
ahead.
it. So, yeah, the Barbara comes over and says, "Hey, you want to put on a suit and tie and take over my job? Be my guest."
Yep. Go ahead, Carney.
I'm just happy to see Bobby Schmidt back in the chat.
Hey, Bobby, we love you.
And
Hey,
Hey,
Pete,
Baba.
Slay,
Hi,
Doug.
Nick.
You guys.
Hi, Slay. Doug. Thank you for what you put, Doug.
yeah, Sean, if you ever need any underhanded stuff done, or maybe just a ride or die fucking assistant, I'm there for you.
I appreciate it. But I will say this: working almost 20 years in Las Vegas and living in the craziness that is the poker world, I definitely have people if I ever need to bury a body. But it's always nice to have another one.
Well, Carney can
Who said
move the body across the country quickly.
and who said I was
Well,
going to
my
bury
daughter's
it?
doing forensics and criminal CSI stuff and criminology, so I'm fine.
Yeah, who said I was going to bury it? There's lye, there's pig farms. I mean, there's plenty of ways to get rid of a body without it knowing.
I don't want to know. I do not want to
It's
Oh
know.
my God!
recorded.
It reminds me.
Shush, it's recorded.
Yeah, seriously, man. Seriously.
to know.
It reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Snatch, when he fed the pigs in front of the guys, and you just knew he was feeding people to the pigs, and I was like, that was a scary ass scene.
Yikes.
So wait,
Okay,
Was
one.
Snatch
so
was
Carney,
Snatch the one with
Carney, where's your favorite place to have a body, Carney?
under my clothes because I hide it pretty well.
Did you have a movie question, Carney?
Yeah, Snatch, was that the one with fucking Brad Pitt in it?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I don't think
I
I
think
saw that one. Probably a good thing.
Jason Statham was in there too, I think. 'Cause that was fuck. I love Jason Statham.
Jason Statham comes from a town that's about 20 miles away from me, and I love Jason Statham to bits.
Hey, do you guys? I just realized that I was trying to get PPE. I was trying to corner him on some Robbie J. Luke questions, and he changed the subject.
He did. Go ahead
That
and
was
All
ask
like
right. Well,
20
again.
I
minutes
will.
ago. He
I'll give now that
successfully,
Sean's here. Sean, this was interesting. So,
changed the subject.
Robbie, as everyone knows, was playing at the WPT at the Win and playing some cash. And I did ask her, are you staying here? She said, no, I'm actually staying at Bellagio. She prefers to play at the MGM and the Bellagio for the stay. So that was +1 for the Bellagio on that one.
That's your big Robbie story?
I thought it
So
was
you guys,
interesting because if you guys know Las Vegas, some of you do, obviously, it's kind of a long distance between Bellagio and the Win and the Encore there, and she prefers to stay at Bellagio. I was unexpected. That's all.
I
That's
will
not
say
that's not
this.
breaking news, but it's appreciated. But breaking news: Justin Timberlake opened
Yep,
for or
Fairway
did
Villas.
something over
Yep,
at the
yep.
Fountain Blue, and then ended up staying his stay at the Win. That's
They
interesting.
paid him. They paid him $6 million to spend in time at the Win the whole time. Jeez.
Don't like Justin Timberlake, but I will say this breaking news. I've reached out to somebody to get a fucking lawyer on retainer if I ever were to go back to Vegas.
There you go.
There we
So
go.
there you go. You have been warned. Don't piss me off because I may be coming back.
All right, I got a couple things here. I got a couple house cleaning things real quick. First of all, Donna, you first. Um, so you are a Jason Statham fan, and you love him, and he's from 20 minutes away from you. Wait. You were giving me shit for being 6'2". That man is like 5'7" on a good day.
Sean, my darling, I was ribbing you. There is nothing wrong with your height whatsoever. I just thought I needed to fucking needle something
I
because
mean,
there wasn't anything else that I could fucking needle you for.
you look at me and Jason Statham. I mean, what's the difference here? We both have the abs, we have the money, we have the looks, we have.
Well, how do I
Okay,
know if you've got abs or not? You've not shown me. So
trust.
that's
Nobody wants to see that. Trust me, nobody wants to see that.
Okay, the only time you need to worry is if she asks you your shoe size and then says something about what size your shoes you wear.
You trying to turn me red again here, Sherry?
Yes.
That was fucking hilarious. Sorry,
All right.
Sean, but it was.
Donna, so you don't have to ask. I wear a size 12.
My mouth is. I am so overtired that I get myself into trouble. Worse trouble than I usually would, so I'm keeping my trap shut.
Yeah, Donna, I also wear a size 12, but I wear like 4 pairs of socks to be able to wear the size 12 shoe.
And he's talking the fuzzy Christmas ones.
Sean, I absolutely love and adore you, and your wife is gorgeous, and you make a beautiful couple. And I'm so pleased that you actually posted a photograph of her so I could finally see what she looked like. And she is stunning.
She's definitely the better of us too, for sure. The good Dr. McCormick. Yeah, she's good people. Um, she's a doctor of special education. She works with children with autism. So, um, But she walked in a poker room one time, funny story, and she looks around and she's like, I don't know who has it worse, you with the poker players or me with the autistic children. And then she was like, yep, it's you with the poker players. So, yeah,
She wasn't wrong.
she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. But yeah, because she can actually grow those minds. And with you guys, it's just like running into a brick wall every day. But I love you guys.
And if you was to come to Florida, I hope to meet you and your wife, because
So that was my second housekeeping item. When is it again? I want to look on the calendar right now. When it and where? Where are we doing this? And where are you
February.
doing? February. Okay, February might work.
February 9th through the 13th, somewhere in that window.
And
Probably
where
won't
in
be the
Florida?
9th because we'll be traveling that day. So just think it'd probably be the
We should do it on the
10th,
14th.
11th,
14th
10th,
sounds good.
11th,
Very
or 12th.
romantic.
10th, 11th, or 12th.
Eric, I'm busy on the 14th. Sorry, love.
Oh, you got a date? Ooh, all right. I'm jealous.
Now that'd be telling. I don't kiss and tell, unfortunately. No, but
And Sherry,
seriously,
what
Sean,
property is this at? That you guys
We're
are doing
not
it?
decided yet. We're working on that.
So anywhere in Florida, or is there a specific location?
I am
Jacksonville, best bet.
not letting that cat out of the bag yet. There's 3 different properties we're negotiating with.
Which one does
but
MGM
I
have a
would love.
partnership with?
None of them.
I mean, Florida is the size of 5 European countries. Dwindle this down so I can know where to buy a flight to here.
Jacksonville. Fly into Jacksonville.
I will DM you when I get it narrowed down.
You're the best. You're the best. I can't 100% commit to it yet, but if I can get down that way, or even better yet, maybe I'll have the company fly me to the Beau Rivage. That way I can get a cheaper flight over to Florida. Save some money for the meetup game.
I like it. I like it.
Which Beau Rivage? The one in Louisiana?
No, in Biloxi.
Oh, Biloxi. I love the Beau Rivage in Louisiana. I love that poker room and everything about that casino.
Yeah, but it means something special to me if I was to meet your better half.
I think that was a disc, but we'll let her slide.
Even though I love you, Sean.
Donna, bring the kids. I'll be the babysitter.
There's only one kid, and he's 15, and he ain't coming.
Well, there was at least one other
That's it.
kid, Joe Marengo, the big kid. We had to watch him this week.
I got
Love me some Joe Marengo.
I gotta start a GoFundMe to get Donna's kids plane ticket now.
No, you're not, because I'm not buying him a fucking passport.
Besides, we want to leave him at home so he'll aggravate Caitlin. Love you, Caitlin.
Caitlin, I'm just trying to help out your mental sanity.
Did you guys see that Jaffe's at it? Right, Jaffe and Coco are at it again right now.
Yeah, Coco's found a new gig.
Oh, are they hosting a space right now?
Yeah. Coco's the new Coco co-host.
Oh, good for them. I love Jaffe's space. He does a great job.
He didn't go to Las Vegas, though. He didn't go to the Win at all this whole year.
Yeah, no. We were kind of surprised. We thought he may come in for the tail end, but he didn't.
It was a big deal. I mean, everyone's in Vegas at some point during the week.
Oh, apparently, Will's on about coming to the next meetup game, so
sure,
he might show his face in Florida. Whatever.
Good. I hope he does.
If he comes, he comes.
Oh, fill my seats.
Tell him to bring lots of money for me. Thank you.
I get 10% this time, Poker Pro Eric. Get your mind right.
You know what I thought would be another good place for the meetup game? Palm Beach Kennel Club. That's a good one too.
Yeah, there are lots of great poker rooms in Florida. There's no doubt about it. Like, there's not one room that I would say, no. Um, you know, a location is one of them. I've been looking at flights into cities to see, what some of the best fares are for so people that I know that are coming in, that they can have a good cheap fare. I mean, we're looking at hotel prices, Donna and I, and yeah, there's lots of great poker in Florida.
Even if it means staying in a fucking hostel, I don't care. I'll even sleep in a tent if it comes to that, and I've never slept in a tent before in my life.
Okay, we are not sleeping in a tent in Florida because they have too many fucking critters. Let's just get that little idea out of your head.
Is it just Florida you won't sleep in a tent?
Well, I probably wouldn't in the bayou either.
No.
So,
But gators are so cute. They love
yeah,
being
Until they
petted.
bite your
go
leg.
right ahead. Go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
Hey, Clayton, should we invite Robbie J down to the meetup game in Florida?
Who the hell is this we? You got a turd in your pocket?
What the fuck?
Invite whoever you want. Invite everybody you want.
That was the big topic, though, PPE, where everybody was talking about you and Ryan Koss.
I did wake up to about a half a dozen or maybe a dozen messages about that. I was
Yeah,
asleep
Koss
now.
came in.
I had no idea.
Koss came in trying to do damage control, and he ended up spilling the beans on like every detail.
Oh, did he really? Oh no!
Imaginable.
Even the
He
threesome.
dug
Okay, got it.
dug a huge hole. So you're going to be in the spotlight here for quite a while now.
Well, I will have to delete my Twitter. See you guys next week.
Yeah, that's not happening. We all know better than that.
Fine, Sherry.
Snack call.
Caught me bluffing. I thought I could get away with a bluff. She didn't fall for it. You guys do know who falls for bluffs, right? My entire table at the Aria this week. Everyone thinks I'm the tightest motherfucker. Anytime I bet $50, they all folded because they thought I had the nuts when I probably had air. So thank you for folding.
I love it. I love it. There's no better bluff than the bluff you're not making.
This sounds like he's just trying to set us up for future meetup games, so I'm not falling for this bluff right now. I've been in the game too long, too long.
At future meetup games, can we ban iPads at the table or phones? Unless you get.
Now
you got
that's an idea.
That's up to the poker room. That's not up to me.
No, I disagree, Sherry. This actually is all you. Do it just like HCL does little goofy rules and we do them. You take over the game. You're the host of the game. If you say no iPads, if someone pulls out their iPad or phone, they're not being social, kick them out for the next person in line for the meetup game. I love that idea.
All right, you guys heard it here.
A disclaimer, I don't run any rooms in Florida, nor am I making decisions for rooms in Florida.
Sean said.
It's funny. I always used to have when I have dealer auditions, I do something very special with the dealers afterwards that are there for the audition. Something that I know I'm not calling anybody out, but just something special we like to do here. And I've kind of got the other directors on board with this. So when we do these auditions, especially at a place like Aria, where you're going to deal a lot of games that you don't normally deal, the Archies, the Badugis, the Badacies, the triple draws, all that stuff. And those games are hard to deal. You come into a place like Aria and like you're not expected, but people think the expectation is I have to know all these games to be able to deal at Aria. And that's just not the case. We teach people how to deal those games, but we want to see in the audition that you have the mechanics to be able to learn these games. That's what we're watching for more than anything. But what I do at the end of the auditions, regardless if I thought someone passed or not, and usually we do these in big groups of like 5 to 6, 7 dealers at a time that are going for a job. What we do is we keep them back after for like 10, 15 minutes, tell them, hey, the audition's done. This part is totally optional, but if you want to ask us any questions, go over what you think, dealing mechanics, how we do it here at ARIA, how WSOP does it, how some of our competitors do it. We'd love to show you some things. Even if it doesn't work out and you get a job with us, at least you'll take some skills with you onto your next job and just make dealing better wherever you go. So that's kind of a cool thing that we do with those types of games, because those games are hard to deal.
I love it. Good for you guys. That's a good way to keep the dealers in the game and not hate their jobs.
My one of my favorite quotes of all time, and I couldn't tell you where it comes from or who made it. It's probably one of those anonymous little quotes, but it's basically a CEO and a CFO in a room talking, and they're talking about bringing adding value back to their employees through trainings and just interactions to make them better and courses and stuff like that, whether it's college courses and stuff like that, just reinvesting back in employees, which a lot of businesses are now finding today is one of the most important things you can do, because you'd rather retain a good employee than continually searching for a new employee, which is very expensive. So you might as well put that reinvestment back into the person in front of you.
Right on.
So it's like I said, it's a CEO and a CFO in a room, and the CFO, of course, his job is to question money. That's all CFO's jobs to do, is question profits. And the CFO asked, "Well, boss, what if we do all these courses, we add all this money, we reinvest all this value back in them, and they just leave and go down the street and work for somebody else?" And the CEO's response is, "Yes, but what if they stay?" And that's just like a powerful message to like how you should treat employees. You shouldn't treat employees like, oh, they might be gone tomorrow, so I don't want to reinvest in them. No, if you reinvest in 10 of them and 9 of them leave, that means 9 people are reinvested working better someplace else. And the one person that stayed, you're better for as a company. So I don't know. That's my philosophy with things. I just try to reinvest into people and make them better at their crafts or whatever they want to do. I want them to be able to take their job to the next level of whatever they want to. Obviously, the reinvestment from the person themselves has to be there. But as long as someone's willing to take a shot on themselves, I'll reinvest my time, money, resources, whatever I have to make them get to the level that they want to attain at work.
And that used to be the way business operated decades ago. And then somehow we got away from that with the transient turnover of people. We want to get rid of the high salaries. So we're going to hire somebody in their 20s and get rid of the person in their 50s and lose all that knowledge that they take with them to the next company. And then we found out, we need that knowledge. We better take care of that 50-year-old because we need that knowledge base, and we need that 24-year-old to be mentored by that 50-year-old so that our business continues with the knowledge base for decades to come. It's quite simple. Go ahead, Carney.
2 questions for Sean there. One of the things I was wondering, did you get to talk to any of the dealers that dealt with the meetup game, and what was their response to it? Were they happy with the tips, this side or the other?
Honestly, I haven't had a chance to speak with anybody that dealt the game, but I would have heard feedback if it was negative. Already, I would have heard something if there was anything negative. So somehow PPE escapes with no negative reviews from playing in Aria that long. For the most part, and most of our properties, these are seasoned veterans you're talking about and professionals. They're not going to just, unless something is completely out of line, out of pocket, off base. These people are professionals. So if everybody was there having a good time, even if the tips ended up coming out a little shy, or if they were over what expectations were, we probably won't hear a lot of feedback. Now, when you go to smaller rooms, the feedback on tips is far more greater of a thing, because the action is usually few and far between. That's why when like the Andrew Nemi types and the Brad Owen types go and do these big meetup games, the staff is very appreciative of it, because they don't have the business sometimes. Some places they do, obviously. But for the most part, meetup games add value to the room, where in the case of you guys taking over Aria would have filled those tables anyways. And not that we're not appreciative of you guys. Obviously, I wanted to do this because I think it's important, not only for our spaces group, but all independent little groups. Like when the bar leagues come to me, I think it's important to show them what Aria and Bellagio and some of our other properties can do, all the way up to the $100,000 guests. I need to make sure that they feel at home. So yeah, it's just there's a ton of value in meetup games. I won't say it's completely financial. It's more word of mouth. What you guys do for me after the fact, saying, getting on space and be like, Aria was great, the staff was great, stuff like that. That's why I did it. There's no like the bottom line effect is very minimal. And again, appreciated. We're a business. We're in the business of making money and then providing a service. So we're appreciative of you, and I'm sure you're appreciative of us. But again, at the end of the day, the true value of these meetup games and why I wanted to do this is for the community aspect and getting on both sides of the table. So again, going back to answer your question, I didn't hear anything bad, so that tells me that everything was good and they were appreciative of you guys showing up, and so was I. So thank you.
No, no, we thank you a lot. And you know, that was the most boss answer I've ever heard. Not saying that I haven't had to get that answer myself when running a company. So, I guess number two is so ideal for a poker tour in North Dakota doing RPT. Do you are you guys doing any auditions right now? So I come over do an audition and you could help me with mine a little bit.
So auditions for our properties happen dependent on the time of year and the volume that they're dealing with. I know Borgata is hiring right now. They brought in a bunch of temp dealers for their WPO that's happening next month. Where are you based out of?
Well, North Dakota, but anywhere it doesn't matter.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
traveling.
So you're willing to travel. Okay. So yeah, if like we don't have and this is something I'm working on, but there's a lot of regulatory problems and state tax law problems with this. But I wanted to hire like a corporate traveling dealer that could go to all of our properties. And trust me, this would have been so boss and so awesome to just, it would given us a lot of depth to be able to move people as we do bigger and bigger events at our properties. But again, there's just regulatory problems. Like a corporation can't hire, I can't hire you under different pay rates in the same job. So basically, you have to work. And how our properties are set up, we're one big corporation, but our properties are independent companies. And I know it's just how the books work out and stuff like that. But basically, I couldn't hire someone to work at Aria and Borgata for a litany of reasons: gaming, one, state taxes, state regulatory stuff, blah 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 blah. But what we're doing now is when someone leaves a property, we're doing almost like a exit interview with them, like, hey, we got this next thing going on. So we're now making the bridge so you don't have to worry about just applying at each one individual. You still will have to do that, but we're guiding you through that. So we're not leaving anybody. Like if we jump from Borgata and we go down to the Beau Rivage and we need dealers, we're not just looking for a whole new pool of dealers. We're telling them at the last stop, hey, we got this next stop going, and we're getting better at that. It's definitely not great today, but we're getting better as we push to get more events, which is something in our 2024 and 2025 plans.
So, like along the lines of a corporate dealer and state tax and everything, I know from my vantage point where I owned my own company for a while that the taxes come out of the state that the company's based in. So if I'm hired by the home offices, say it's in North Dakota or whatever, and I got to pay the state taxes, doesn't matter where I work at, I pay the state taxes out of North Dakota or the federal taxes. So
Federal taxes, yes, but let's say you're working in Nevada. Like we don't have state tax here. But if you went to Borgata, they do have state tax. So you literally are a different employee there at that property because of how taxes and again, it's way more than just taxes. It's gaming regulatory stuff. There's state
right, right.
regulations when it comes to gaming licenses and stuff like that. So basically, our legal team who vetted this out came back and said no, they have to be independent employees at each stop. Even within Nevada, we can't even like I can take an Aria dealer over to Bellagio for a day. We don't do this, by the way, but I could. Anytime you work longer than like 3 days, you literally have to apply for a change of venue. Like let's say you dealt for the World Series and dealt for Bellagio, you'd have to change your venue with gaming and cross state lines. It gets even way more convoluted. So again, this is like back of house stuff that we have to deal with, but we want to simplify the process for our dealers to make sure that they feel like it's seamless when they go from one property to another, which just again grows our depth to be able to do bigger and better events for the people that we serve, which is obviously the poker community.
Is there not a company that uh like like say like day hires or day laborers? There's a company that can take a pitch to a company. Hey, you need people, you call us. Is there not one for dealers?
No.
Depending on which state. Nevada has, we have like three big temp placement agencies that do work with dealers. But for poker dealers, for the most part, they really don't do a lot of placement with that. Blackjack dealers, dice dealers, deals like that have a lot more. I don't want to say turnover, but they're easier to place. Poker dealers are a little bit harder because poker is very niche, and it's like certain deal like if you can deal blackjack on the East Coast, you can deal blackjack anywhere in the world. If you can deal poker at at I'm just gonna pick a random property. If you can deal poker at Red Rock, it does not mean you can deal poker in Aria or Bellagio on table one or Bobby's room. It doesn't mean you could deal at the Win in some of the bigger games. Those things need to be vetted out. So it's like, even with temp agencies, they just push them into auditions. So what I tell people is, don't pay a temp agency, just look for who's hiring and apply. Most places literally vet every single dealer. Like literally, if I get a pool of 200, I audition 200 dealers every single time.
And Carney, I'm not sure what you're looking for, but if it was something that you wanted to be like a traveling dealer or deal, in different cities, I would recommend looking at being a tour dealer like for the WSOP. And when
I've
you're
got it. I've got an audition for the WSOP this week, so
And when you become a circuit dealer, you're an independent contractor. So you would just pick out whatever stops, cities, whatever you want to go to those stops and apply. Um, and every state has their own rules and regulations, like Sean was saying. Go ahead, Poker Pro Eric.
Hey, Sean, what are your favorite? You're talking about the blackjack dealers, but also poker. What's your favorite uniforms in the MGM brand? I really like the Aria staff. I thought has a really. I like the professional look more than the casual look generally.
Man, that's a tough one to say, because I think it all goes with what the aesthetics of the building calls for. Like Bellagio is a little bit, Bellagio's old money. Like that's what I like to call it, because
Yeah,
our
it's 25
our
years old
player
now. Yeah.
base here. Yeah, yeah, and our player base here is like, I don't know what our median age here is, and I'm not talking poker, I'm talking all of gaming,
Yeah,
but I think the
blackjack
median
craft set.
age here
Yeah.
is like 49 or something like that, where the median age at Aria might be like 37, 38 or something like that. So, and I will get those trends and kind of like slightly cater certain poker offerings to such. Like if you walk into Aria, you can easily notice that the crowd is younger than when you walk over to Bellagio. I would say Win is closer to like an Aria type, where the Orleans is more of a local older vibe. Everybody has their niche, but like when it comes to the uniforms, man, I don't know. As long as the dealers aren't hot and they're comfortable, I'm happy for them. I don't know about aesthetically though. They all look cool to me. I mean, I think it's cool what the new Fountain Blue just opened, and their symbol is the bow tie. So all of their dealers wear bow ties, which is kind of like a cool, like blast of the past kind of thing. To see the white shirts and the big black bow ties again, and that was kind of cool. And me, guys. I generally never. Well, I will never knock down a competitor, but I'll always speak them up when they hit a home run, and go check out that property. It's very, very, very
Oh, you
cool.
know I did,
No
Sean. You know I
poker.
did.
Yeah, yeah, you saw it, so it was beautiful. Yeah, but no poker room, so that instantly makes it, 1 to 10. I
Yeah,
already
and
I have to
and as you know,
automatically
I did
you get a
ask a pit
zero.
boss, Sean. Also, no war. They'd have no casino war in the whole room there.
That doesn't surprise me.
Was I the only person that wasn't excited about Fountain Blue or whatever being open
Fontainebleau.
in another one? Yeah, whatever. It's just another hotel. It's just another casino. Whether it's open or not, it makes no difference to me. It didn't appeal to me whatsoever. I've got my favourite rooms. And I've got my favourite people in them favourite rooms. So, not bothered about any other rooms. And that's that.
My claim to fame when I look back on my whole career will be that I helped organize a wedding inside the Ivy Room. That will be like one of my coolest shining moments.
All right, Sean, one more question, not about uniforms. This one's easier. So I did not get much time this week in Las Vegas to get to any of the fitness centers or gyms. What's your favorite fitness center gym? Just among the MGM properties, like the Bellagio, MGM, all that. What you've seen them all, I'm sure. At least bit walk by them, right?
The Aria one's really, really nice, and it's probably the one I've seen the most of. Bellagio has a nice
I've seen
Bellagio
Bellagio. Yeah, I've never seen
spa
Aria.
is really nice. Aria's is nice. It's up on the second floor near the pool. But really, I haven't seen many more outside of that, to be honest. Yeah, I get my workouts in the McCormick garage.
There you go. Yeah, no, because I have to admit I've been in the Aria lobby because obviously the poker room's right there and you got tournaments, but never stayed at the Aria, so didn't have the access to the gym. But I would like to make more time next time to try to get up a little earlier and hit one of those nice gyms, because some of the hotels honestly have really depressing gyms, like the Flamingo. I stay at Flamingo; it's very cheap, but probably one of the most depressing gyms other than the Horseshoe. Just very depressing to be around. So it'd be great to see an Aria. I'm sure it's high, very classy, very put some money into it. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's all encased in glass, so it's very like modern looking, and the whole spa area is glassed. I mean, there's shades drawn, but it's like it leads out to the pool. It's beautiful. Yeah, you should check
Yeah,
it
I
out
believe
sometime for sure.
the Horseshoe is all encased in brown walls. So yeah, it's in the basement too, down by the yeah.
That's funny. Listen, I want to tell you guys Friday night, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, we're going to have Rick O'Connell on.
UK time, please.
And he is so fun. I would not miss that one. He's got all kind of stories, old time stories. So Rick O'Connell will be on. Should be a great interview with Brian and myself. Join us.
Can't wait for that one. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, he's so fun. He is just a fun guy.
What do you guys think? Should I go on the Nick Bertucci show?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
You know
We
you're going to be one of our guests here soon, but I'm waiting for you guys to have a big series.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, for sure. I look forward to that, and I will definitely come on and be a guest of yours. But yeah, Nick and I were talking about this. I was like, man, we should just do a podcast where we shoot the shit and just talk about
Do
anything and
it.
everything, or maybe
Do,
take call-ins from space people and whatever. I don't know. We could have some fun with it for sure.
do
Talk
it.
about some old school poker stuff. And
Are you sure about having call-ins? Don't never ever do ask me anything
oh, we don't have
in a calling.
international. We don't have international calling, so we won't be able to call. It costs too much. So yeah.
Do not ask. I mean, Dora creases me every time he says, "Oh, I'm on this podcast and I like doing AMA." And I went, Dora, I said, "You know fucking better than that to put that out there when I'm around." But me and Dora go way, way back, so like he understands my sense of humour.
Man, do you guys remember when we had to wait till after 9 p.m. to make calls on weekends so they were free on our cell phones?
Hell yes. Hell yes. Absolutely. Long distance? Hell yes. Because all my family lived out of state. I really do hope the two of you do a podcast. That'll be fun. Definitely do it. Go ahead, Carney.
Do you remember when 1010 220 all calls were under 20 minutes for only $1? No, well, fuck. I remember when fucking receiving a text message was so niche because it cost more than to call somebody. So
Yeah, okay. I remember when you used to call somebody and get a busy signal.
yeah, I
But
Well,
remember.
wait a minute. What about 411?
oh, okay. Obviously, 411. If you talk 411 to kids these days, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? Is that
Exactly.
like another way to
Right.
call the police?"
They don't even know what
I
411 is.
I remember having to ride my dinosaur down to the payphone.
Oh, Oh, so funny. Or make a collect call. They don't even know what a collect call is.
Oh, not unless they're in jail.
That, oh my God, yeah, in jail. That was what collect calls where they went to die is people calling you from jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're calling in jail and you're trying to get the whole message in so they don't have to pick it up, just come get me out of jail. Hurry up.
Carney, you sound like the voice of experience on this topic.
I have a lot of friends that have done it. I went to jail one time. Listen, I went to jail one time, and it wasn't like we just got done tearing down in Fargo, North Dakota. We went to the gas station. I was exhausted. I went a little over the white line. They pulled me over. It said my license was suspended, which it wasn't. It ended up having to go. I sat in jail all night. Got bonded out the next morning. Had to go. We were in some other state. I had to fly all the way back for court. I ended up getting a big settlement from the state for that.
Well, that was in your favor. We're not complaining.
I'd never complain. I mean, if
You
I did
wait,
complain, who would listen besides Spaces?
you got a settlement from the state for
False
holding you in
arrest.
jail? For holding you in jail?
Yeah, false imprisonment.
All right. Nothing like a little Eighth Amendment violation. I love it. Get that paper, buddy.
Well, I mean, the only thing I had growing up to read was, like I said it last night, it was law books, and I found a Kama Sutra. I wasn't a comic book kid. I mean, I kept my nose clean. Fucking, I think I got in trouble one time because my buddy stole my fucking checkbook and wrote bad checks on it. I paid all the checks off, and I beat the shit out of every one of them.
Yeah, I'm that guy that cops definitely don't want to pull over. I'm annoyingly a constitutionalist, and I literally know all of my rights and know how to invoke them and know how to. Yeah, I'm the worst guy to like talk to in like. Um,
Good
I
for
mean,
you.
it's not even just this country. I could literally drive to Canada or fly to Canada, and I literally know about their Canadian Charter of Rights. If I'm in that country, if I fly to the UK, I know exactly what to say if I get stopped by cops there. Yeah, these are things you learn when you're when you have a lot of interest in law, which I did. I thought I was going to be a lawyer at one point and went to school for computer engineering, weirdly, and now run poker rooms. So that's a little fun roundabout. But yeah, um, I'll, t- I'll tell a little fun story from last night. So I get woken up at 3 in the morning by my dogs howling crazy, and my dogs generally don't howl at night unless there's someone close to the house or something like that. So I wake up to hear this young lady who sounded in distress, screaming at the top of my lungs in my neighborhood. And I live in a very, very quiet neighborhood. And the poor thing was just having the worst night of her life. It sounded like had a big fight at home or something. Someone kicked her out, something. I don't know. She was
Right.
probably between the ages of 19 and 23, 24. At least that's what I told the police when I called the non-emergency line. So, I just wanted to have them do a wellness check on her and make sure
Sure.
she was safe. And also, she was hanging out in my neighbor's yard, although she probably thought it was like either like a shared part or a public part. She was definitely on private property. So either way, but I didn't want her to get hemmed up. Obviously, I just wanted someone to come check on her. And so I call the 311 number, and not to be mistaken, our old school 411 number, but I call 311, and they're asking me all the questions that they asked me. And they're like, "Can you describe the girl? Age, white, black, Hispanic, yada yada, all the normal questions." So I'm answer all the questions, and then they get to the part where police in this country or in every country, they have to ask. They're working on a script, so I don't blame them. But here comes the question. They're like, "Is she armed?" And I'm like, "I can't see that from you. It's 3 in the morning. I'm 500 feet away from this girl. I don't know." And they're like, "Okay, that's understandable." And they're like, "Are you armed?" And I was like, "No, I am not armed." And then they're like, "Do you have arms within the house? Any guns, shotguns, rifles, or anything like that?" And I paused for like a second, and I just laughed,
That's
and I
none of
said,
your business,
I
people.
said, "Yeah, I'm not answering that question. This isn't about me. This is about someone else." I said, "You're lucky you have my number and I didn't call you private. What are we talking about right now?" Like literally, like, yeah, you're not gonna turn this on me. But it's so funny because and it's sad, and I know Sherry, you can kind of attest to this, but our country didn't used to be like this. Like
Right.
everybody is so afraid of everybody now, and everything is like, "Oh, are you armed? Are you like guys? Like okay, whatever. Like just calm down a little bit. And I get it. Police have a very tough job to do, especially, there's certain cities that the climate is definitely elevated right now. But like, man, like calling in and trying to help somebody out turned into almost an investigation into me. It was just funny. Like, oh, what do you got, this and that? And it's like, and I know what they're doing. They're cataloging notes. Now they have my phone number. If
That's
there's ever
right.
something down the line, now they literally can say, this person in the past said they're armed, that they have firearms in their house, and so that
Yep.
they're building stories on us, and I don't like that, because
It's
again,
none of their fucking business.
correct. And like I said, I'm not only just a constitutionalist, I'm very, very, very conscious of my privacy and stuff like that,
Right.
and making sure that, and we all should be. We shouldn't just freely give our, the
That's
government
why,
has a job to
like
do, but we have a
when the
job to do as
iPhones came
citizens.
out, I don't remember what number it was, iPhone 5, 6, 29, I don't remember. And they wanted to use your thumbprint. Like, are you fucking people stupid? Why would you give a private company your thumbprint? Like, how stupid can you be? I mean, crazy. I'll never
It's
understand it.
it's like doing 23andMe. Yeah, you're not putting my DNA in some database where someone can be like, "Oh, we found Sean's blood at the crime scene."
That's right.
Through
And that's now
23andMe, they
what they're
find out that,
using. They
yeah.
used it, they now are using it for that. And so, they start out with this intention, but then they gravitated to a whole nother intention. Yeah, fuck off, people. In plain English. Go ahead, Carney.
I've left my DNA at plenty of fucking places. If they wanted to fucking pin it on me, they probably could at this point.
I am not asking a follow-up question on
Me
that one.
neither. Let's keep moving down the train tracks on that one. Oh my God, Carney coming in hot. Well, listen, everybody. I started this space to, put the timeline out there about the meetup in Florida, and I think we've done that. I appreciate the chat we're having this afternoon. Go ahead, Carney.
I just one other thing from last night that was funny. I got Cat Arnsby asked me if I was Snoop Dogg's dad.
Oh my God, why did I miss
She
that?
she said that this was in Eden Space there, and she asked me if I was Snoop Dogg's dad. Said I sounded just like him.
You could be. You guys could be related. Now that it's been pointed out to me, I'll never be able to think of the two of you in the spaces again the same way. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, you guys.
Anytime, anytime he's in there, I'll just start calling him son. See how that goes.
I love it. That'll be a great troll. I appreciate you guys coming up and speaking this afternoon. It's been a pleasure, but I'm going to end this space because I need to unpack my 3 suitcases from Vegas. Love
I
y'all.
ain't
Merry
even going to
Christmas.
attempt mine. Mine's going to stay there for another week.
Well, mine may be a week too, but if I can at least get one empty today, I'd be proud of myself. So appreciate y'all. As always, Merry Christmas, everybody. Love y'all and have a great day. Hope somebody's winning on the felt today.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. And Sean, don't worry, my darling, I'm only teasing you. I'll love you to bits.